नमस्ते, नमस्सर्वेभ्यः। अद्य परिचय परीक्षायाः कृते अस्माकं प्रथम पाठः. So today we are going to meet for the first time for the Parichaya lessons, and we will quickly revise the lesson as much as possible and try to focus on answering some of the question answer sections also together. Okay, so you can attend this contact class because it will give you the opportunity to query and also interact with each other. So it's good that we have a WhatsApp group. I'll try to keep the group open rather than close it for admins only so that we can interact over there. And I'll try to also share additional material through that forum. So WhatsApp group मध्ये अपि किञ्चित् तत्र तत्र यथा उपयोगं भवेत् तथा स्थापयामि. अत्र कक्षायां साक्षात् वयं प्रश्नोत्तरकार्याणि कर्तुं शक्नुमः. मम नाम अनुजः इति. अहं बेङ्गलूरुनगरे वसामि, बेङ्गलूरुनगरे एव अस्मि. तु अहम् इतः पूर्वं न केवलं पत्रालयद्वारा संस्कृत परीक्षान् स्वीकृतवान्, तत्पूर्वं संस्कृत डिप्लोमा अपि कृतम् अस्ति मया. संस्कृतभारत्याः डिप्लोमा इति अस्ति. तदनन्तरम् इदानीम् अहं MA संस्कृतं कुर्वन् अस्मि. पुणे प्रदेशे MIT वेदिक साइंसेस् इंस्टिट्यूट इति अस्ति. तत्र MA संस्कृतं शास्त्री संस्कृतं तदपि कुर्वन् अस्मि. अस्तु, अग्रे सरामः. So though I will be using the book related material, I am not going to be able to share this. You should use your respective books for your review. Okay. So anyway, you will have the video of this. So please, you can use the video where you require. Okay. So let's get started. So they start with always every lesson. There are 10 lessons and every lesson starts 10 plus 2, like I told you. So there are every lesson starts with what we call one line ukti. One line ukti, some kind of a good saying, some quote. And so 10 such quotes, 11, 12 such quotes will be there through the 12th lesson also. Okay, and they need to be also remembered. Okay, as also the subhashitas that will come, etc. So let's just look at the first one here. Karyanam karmana param yo gacchati sa buddhiman. Okay, in this one there are a couple of sandhis. Okay, this yo is actually a visarga sandhi conversion of yaha. Below you see yaha there. So yo is a conversion of yaha. So it's a utva it is called. So visarga becomes a ukara, which in turn goes to okara in the relationship. So karyanam karmana param yah gacchati saha. This is visarga lopa here. Sa is not a word that you recognize quickly, right? That is actually saha with a visarga lopa. Okay. So one of the most dominant sandhis you will notice is visarga related sandhis. Okay, so it's by practice we will know how to observe them and crack them as with the original form yaha. So yaha saha. So you learned yaha saha, one who, like that one. Okay, so karyanam karmana param yaha gacchati saha buddhiman. So karyanam, so of the various works. Okay, basically his desires related to doing something. Karmana param yah gacchati, with effort. Okay, so not just by desire but with effort. Param means to reach the shore, to reach the end. Okay, so for example, nadyaha param gacchami, so I will cross the river to the other side, like that. Okay, param. Okay, so yaha gacchati, one who goes with effort, he is the smart fellow. So just knowing knowledge is not sufficient. One should apply it to achieve the karyas. Okay, that's what it's being said here. So karyanam karmana param yah gacchati saha buddhiman. Very easy one. It's a quote from, obviously it's a half a shloka somewhere from Ramayana. All these beautiful kathas are filled with lot of uktis and subhashitas like this. Okay, so let us get going. Okay, and with respect to this karyanam with a bindu, and I have written it with makara halant, if you hear. So usually when we separate out a word, okay, when it stands on its own, just to explain what is there, you can use the makara there because you are not worried about its relationship to the neighborhood. But due to anuswara sandhi rules, when the anuswara is there at the end of a word, if the next letter, that is the first letter of the next word, is a vyanjana, like kakara is a vyanjana, no? So then the anuswara should be a bindu. Okay. If the first letter of the second word, in this case, were an akara or ikara or some kind of swara, then this bindu will change to a makara. This halanta makara, that is. Okay. What is this? Why that is done? In Sanskritam, every letter, every akshara, except some cases, every akshara tends to be vyanjana plus swara. Okay, so it will be an interleave of vyanjana swara, vyanjana sarswara. But sometimes the vyanjana can be multiple. We call it samyukta akshara, no? So when there are multiple vyanjanas can be there. For example, buddhiman, you see here, buddhiman has a dakara, dhakara and a ikara, all three together as one akshara, buddhiman. So the swara is always the last of the combination, and the vyanjana is optional. Okay, so there can be swara standalone in a sentence, in a word somewhere. There can be a swara on its own. For example, agacchati. There is no such thing here in this example, but agacchati will have akara in the beginning. That is allowed. So typically you will find a swara only in the beginning of a word. You may not have noticed these things, but so I am pointing out some of these things. Okay. So these are the few things for us to learn from this simple grammar learning from what we see. Every time we see a Sanskritam sentence, we should use it as an opportunity to look at its grammar very quickly. Okay, let's move forward. So
one egam prashnam.
Yes, Pruchyato.
The actual is Saha Buddhiman, right? So is it because it is in the verse it is written Sa Buddhiman?
Like there are some sandhi rules in Sanskritam. Okay, so what you don't have to, you're not forced to deploy a sandhi. Okay, so I can write it without sandhi like I have written below. Of course, I would remove the kamas and make the makaras back into anuswara, etc. But anyway, so the sandhi is optional. Okay, so it is the writer's privilege to deploy the sandhi or not deploy the sandhi. Okay, that's number one. That's easily said. So here the Kavi has deployed the sandhi, but he also will choose when to deploy it, when not to deploy it, based on his needs. Okay, every time a Kavi forms an ukti or a shloka or something, he is following a chandas rule. Okay, and the chandas rule sometimes becomes permissive for him to use a sandhi and meet a chandas, then he will use the sandhi. If he doesn't use a sandhi, the chandas falls correctly, then he will choose not to apply the sandhi. Okay, so he is guided by the chandas also sometimes guided by choice. People, once you are mature in Sanskritam, people don't like not doing the sandhis, not doing the samasa padas. Okay, so you will see a little more complex written Sanskritam than normally we are used to as learners. Okay, yeah.
Dhanyawad.
No problem. Okay, so fortunately for us, the Parichaya lesson starts with a very good section reminding ourselves of a summary of what we learned in Pravesha. Okay, so this section is very useful to quickly revise everything we learned in Pravesha. One of the first grammatical things we have learned in Pravesha is the 4 kalas actually: Vartamana, Bhavishyat, and Bhutakala, and also the lot lakara, which is imperative mood, we call it, like directing someone to do something, asking someone to do. So we have learned that. So very quickly we'll revise that. Okay, vartamane, this is in saptami. Why it is vartamane, not vartamana? In vartamana. So the word itself has a sentence there. In vartamana kala is vartamane, like that. Okay, akaranta pullinga shabdaha. So balah shalam gacchati. Balah shalam gacchati. Balah is in prathama vibhakti. So it is prathama ekavachana. Shala is a strilinga pada, and that is in dvitiya vibhakti ekavachana. Shalam, like Sitam. So why it is in dvitiya vibhakti? Because it is the karma pada for the action of going, which is gacchati. So kaha gacchati? Balaha gacchati. Boy goes. Kutra gacchati? Shalam gacchati. So he goes to Shala. So for certain dhatus like gach, etc., a karma pada. So a target is like a karma pada. So Shalam gacchati. Okay. So Tvam griham gacchasi. So the first one was in Prathama Purusha. See, Balaha is a Prathama Purusha. What is Prathama Purusha in Sanskritam is what we call third person in English. Okay. So the third person example is always the first one that in our grammar we lead off with. Okay. So Balaha shalam gacchati. So the verb form is in third person form or Prathama Purusha form gacchati. So gacchati, gacchataha, gacchanti, if you remember, right? Since Ekavachana, gacchati is chosen. Next, we have a Madhyama Purusha example, again singular. Tvam griham gacchasi. Tvam. So in Madhyama Purusha, there is only this Tvam Shabda available for referring to a person. There is, you cannot put Rama or Sita in Madhyama Purusha. You have to call them, identify them as Tvam. Okay. And so there is only one Pratipadika for identifying Madhyama Purusha reference. Okay. Whereas there are 1 million or unlimited number of Pratipadikas for the Prathama Purusha. So Balaha, Bala, Sita, Rama, any number of things can be fit there, but here only Tvam will come. Similarly, for Uttama Purusha, that is third self mode, that is Aham. Okay, Aham. So Tvam and Aham are the only two Shabdas for Madhyama and Uttama Purusha references, whereas all the 99.99% of the words fall into third person for us are Prathama Purusha. So Prathama Purusha, Madhyama Purusha, Uttama Purusha. I'll stop using third person, second person, first person. From now on, we'll refer to them as Prathama, Madhyama and Uttama. Okay, best to fall into the Sanskrit terminology. Tvam griham gacchasi. You to the house, you go. See, gacchati has changed to gacchasi for Madhyama Purusha. So gacchasi, gacchataha, gachatha. Like that is the three vachana forms of gach. Okay, then gam dhatu it is called, but I'm calling it gach for now for simplicity. Then aham gramam gacchami is uttama purusha. I aham gramam to the village gacchami. I will go. See, this aham is hidden in gacchami only. Aham is almost irrelevant here. If I just say gramam gacchami, it is sufficient because gacchami is only for aham. Gacchasi is only for tvam. Only for gacchati you need clarity because it can be anybody. So gacchati has to be a third person reference. Unless it is obvious from context, we have to use the reference, or at least we have to say saha, sa, something. Okay. Whereas gacchami and gacchasi is very clear. Gacchami is the speaker, gacchasi is the one spoken to. Okay. Very good. But all of these are what we call lat lakara or vartamana kala. Okay. Next, we have Bhavishyat Kala references here. And again, this is in Saptami Vibhakti. Bhavishyati means in the Bhavishyat Kala. That's what it is saying. Okay. This is Ikara. So it is having a E ending. Like that. Not, it's not Ikaranta. Bhavishyat Shabda Bhavishyati iti bhavati. Takaranta. Strilinga Shabda. Okay. Chatraha Mandiram Gamishyati. So what is happening here in the verb, you see, the tense is held in the verb. Chatraha mandiram gacchati is the present tense. Chatraha mandiram gamishyati is the future tense. Okay, very simple. Gacchati changes to gam. Gam dhatu takes its original form gam instead of gach, transformation that has happened for present tense. And shakara. Okay, shatkona shakara comes into picture with a yakara. So gamishyati will come. Shya will be heard. Ishya is heard pretty much in all future tense for the simple future tense. Chatraha mandiram gamishyati. Boy will go to the temple. Okay, will is indicating the future tense. Mandiram is to the temple. Chatraha shalam gamishyati. Chatraha griham gamishyati. Chatraha gramam gamishyati. So the karma pada can change to different things, but that doesn't affect the kriya pada. Kriya pada is affected by the subject. Okay, the chatra. So since it is a one single chatra, it is Gamishyati. If it was more many chatras, for example, chatraha, then mandiram Gamishyanti, nakara will join the takara. Gamishyanti, like that it will transform. Tvam apanam gamishyasi. You to the shop, you will go. Okay, you will go to the shop. See, I'm doing butler English when I translate here because I want to go in Sanskrit order. Then you know how to put it in proper English. That's not a problem. Aham udyanam gamishyami. I to the garden or park, I will go. So udyanam gamishyami. You see here makara for tvam and aham. Halanta makara is used because see apanam has a akara and udyanam has a ukara, both of which are swaras. Akara and ukara are swaras. So the anuswara has changed to a halanta makara. So this is of course only in written Sanskritam, right? When you speak, there is no difference. Tvam is not pronounced any differently than this tvam. Okay, tvam griham and tvam apanam. But if you check your mouth carefully as you say that tvam and this tvam, there is a little more closure forcing of the makara like sound here. Okay, so its written form reflects that. That requirement for a vyanjana swara interleave is very important for pronunciation. Lot of Sanskritam sounds are about mouth engineering to make it very easy to pronounce. So the idea is if you make the language very easy to pronounce, then you can speak for hours without spending too much energy and you can breathe while speaking, right? The breath is included in the requirement for the language. So when we design a language, we should keep those things in mind. They have kept it in mind. Okay, so let's move forward. Next we have Bhutakala example. Bhutakala, Sevakaha. So again, Bhuthe is in Saptami Ekavachana. In the Bhutakala, that's what it's saying. Okay, they could have said Bhutakale also, but this Bhuthe is enough in Sanskritam. Okay, Sevakaha Nadim Agachat. Okay, see here there is a halant usage. Okay, Nadim has a makara because of agach, but here at the end, because there's a natural halant word, okay, it ends in a halant there, agachat. Okay, so it's not as if Samskrita doesn't have halant words, it has, but explicitly the halant sign will be put. Unlike in Hindi, when you read takara, you do halant. No, in Sanskritam, unless you see this hal, this plo sign, you should not kill the swara. Okay, so agachat, here we kill the swara. There is no swara following the takara. So sevakaha, the servant or the worker, one who does the seva, nadim agachat, to the river he went. He went, past tense, agachat. Gachati goes, gamishyati will go, agachat he went. Okay, and can be he or she. As you know, kriya padas in Sanskritam do not have linga bheda. So it could be sevika nadim agachat. No change in kriya pada, whether it is sevakaha or sevika. Only the vachana of the kartru is influencing the verb, not the linga. Okay, notice that. Then tvam kashim agacchaha. You to Kashi, you had gone. Agacchaha. So this is Madhyama Purusha Ekavachana, past tense, Bhutakala. Agacchaha. Okay. Kashim agaccha. So you went to Kashi. Aham vanam agacham. So I to the forest I went. Okay. Agacham. So vanam agacham. Like that. Okay. So instead of the past tense forms, lang lakara rupani, this past tense form, agachat, agacchaha, agacham, instead of this lung, because lung tends to be little, I mean, it's not too bad for a few initial verbs we learn, we can learn that. But when it starts having more verbs, then it gets little bit more difficult, especially dvivachana, bahuvachana forms can start bothering you. So there is one nice technique, okay, called kridanta forms. Okay, so as you know, Sanskrit allows the dhatus, okay, to be transformed as proper kriya padas using the lakara tails, lakara pratyaya, or as action related nouns called kridantas. Okay, so but the action related noun now starts becoming a reference to the person. Okay, it's no more a noun, kriya pada, it becomes a noun, but there is a technique like that. So for example, gatavan is a pullinga application of the gam dhatu to a purusha. So the he went, some male went is gatavan. Gatavantau is two males went. Gatavantaha, many males went. Similarly, Gatavati, some lady went. Gatavatyau, some two ladies went. Gatavatyaha, some three or more ladies went. This forms. So we once we learn one form of Gatavan, we can apply it to all other dhatus very straight, because almost all of them will have van, vantau, vantaha. So once we learn this van, vantau, vantaha, vati, vatyau, vatyaha forms, and then vat, the Napumsakalinga forms, which is rarely needed for these kind of applications, you can simplify your life that way. But what will now happen, there is slightly different complication will emerge. If you want to make more complex sentences, this will now go to other vibhaktis also. Okay, so you have to now learn the 21 forms of this. Okay, so you have to choose whether you want to stay in the proper lang lakara or you want to switch to this contextually. But for the entry level guys like us, we are very much aided by this kridantas. Okay. Okay. Prarthanadishu. So this prarthanadishu is meaning lot lakara basically. Prarthana, agnya, adishu. Okay, adi he is a word used in Sanskrit to mean during prarthana and other such forms like that. Okay, so prarthana etc. forms, and in those forms, that's why it is in Bahuvachana Saptami, adishu, like Rame, Ramayoho, Rameshu. Similar to that, no, Shukara is the Saptami Bahuvachana form. Say Prarthanadishu. So in Prarthana and other applications, the in is coming from the Saptami Bahuvachana. Saha griham gacchatu. He to the house he may go. So this is like, you know, you can ask how in third person, how in Prathama Purusha we can give a request, because we are not directly referring to the third person at all. We are not talking to him. If you start talking to him directly to give him a request or a command, then he becomes Madhyama Purusha. This is a style like, for example, in a classroom that one student has come in, has stood up and asked, "Sir, Ramesh wants to come into the class. Can he come now? Come in now." Like that. Ramesh is somewhere hiding outside. He's worried teacher will scold him for coming in now because teacher has been strict before. So then that person, the other student who is asking, you will kind of tell him, yes, Ramesh may come in. So that is the time we use this. So Rameshaha antaha agacchatu, like that. May he come inside, like that. So, or you can turn to Ramesh, go to the door and directly say agaccha, like that. That way, Madhyama Purusha. Hey Ramesha, tvam agaccha, you come in, like that. Okay. So that's where the third person reference for gacchatu, etc. can be used. But also remember, another very strong need for using these gacchatu forms is, if you remember, that was not told earlier in this thing, tvam can be avoided also. Instead of tvam, we can refer to the another person that you are talking to as a respectful bhavan or bhavati, like that. Bhavan, if you refer to a purusha, you can say bhavan, or you can refer to a lady as bhavati. Now this is not bhavati shrusva, bhavati dirgha. Okay, so you can say bhavan vatikam gacchatu. It will change to again third person form. Okay, so instead of saha, it will become bhavan, that is referring to somebody directly, but as if he's a respected third person, and then you have to apply the verb in third person. So bhavan gacchatu. Bhavan gacchatu has the same feeling as tvam gaccha, except it is respectful. Okay, when we climb the person from tvam to bhavan, we have to also go to prathama purusha. Okay, we cannot stay in Madhyama Purusha. So this technique, if you use Bhavan Bhavati technique, you don't need Madhyama Purusha at all almost in normal speech. Okay, you need to know to listen, but when you speak, you can go respectfully Bhavan Gacchatu, like that. So that is when we use this Prathama Purusha a lot, because we use Bhavan Bhavati to tell someone also. Not just a third person referred in the form of a second person using Bhavan Bhavati respectful forms. So aap aiye, like that. Okay. Tvam vatikam gaccha. So you to the grove. Vatika is like a nicely formatted garden, right? You know, typically what you attach to your house or something is called vatika. You cannot call it a vana, so you call it vatika. Okay, tvam vatikam gaccha. So you go to the garden, you go to the grove. So they have used the grove word because garden can be used also, not a problem. Aham prakoshtham gacchani. See, nakara gacchani. So may I go to the room? So this is another time you apply lot lakara to yourself. How do you apply lot lakara to yourself? This is how you ask a teacher, can I go to the room, like that? So it's in the gacchani mode. Aham prakoshtam gacchami is not a proper formation. Okay. When you want to ask a question, you have to go to this kind of mode. Gacchani, gacchani va. You can add a va as a question. But gacchani kim, you can add a kim or a va. It's not needed also. Just by tone lift, you can say aham prakoshtam gacchani. Gacchani. The tone lift will indicate the va. But if you want, you can say aham prakoshtam gacchani va. You can lift the va. Okay. Gacchani kim, you can lift the kim. But if you want to avoid kim va, you can say gacchani, like that. Like in your mother tongues. Okay. Same techniques. Okay.
Sir, one doubt, Mahoday.
Please ask.
This is Sandhya Shrikari, Namaste. Mahoday, so aham prarambham karomi va. Correct? We should not use karomi, no then.
You can use aham prarambham karomi va, but karoni it won't be. It's a different. Kru dhatu is a little more complex.
Kru dhatu, correct.
Kru dhatu has a different form. You can use. It's not. It's okay. You can use karomi va. Not a problem. Okay. Yeah. Va is optional in both cases. But if it is karomi, you are right. If it is karomi, since there is no questioning generated, you va becomes or kim becomes required. Yes. Va or kim is optional when you use the gacchani, like that. Okay. So the forms of the verbs in the three persons and numbers, number being gender, the bahuvachana, ekavachana, vachana, are as below. So I'll just quickly read it. But what you should do, if you unmute, it will become a ruckus. So respectively at your places, please try to also read loudly. One thing I found always beneficial is to read loudly. You don't have to be very loud, but your mouth has to be heard by your own ear. Okay, very critical for Sanskritam, and that's why the Paddhati was actually recital like that. Okay, so let us see the Vartamana forms. Behind me, you can say yourselves in your own respective places. Pathati, pathatah, pathanti. Pathasi, pathatah, pathatha. Pathami, pathavah, pathamah. So I'll repeat that. What your another... Please try to avoid intermediate question unless it is serious. I'll just complete this. So here, along with pathati, patatha, patanti, sometimes it is helpful to in the beginning to practice aham, saha patati, tau patatha, te patanti, like that. And then tvam patasi, yuvam patatah, yuyam patatha, like that. Aham pathami, avam pathavah, vayam patamah. Like this also helps. Okay. This way both your aham forms, the tvam forms and the saha forms also get learned, and you can use sa forms sometimes so that you practice the female gender also, feminine gender also. Okay. So please do this practice, and then I will just quickly walk through Bhavishyat Kala. Is there a question at this time? Okay. I'm just muting all of you. So next is Bhavishyat Kala practice. Please do at your respective places once. Pathishyati, patishyatah, patishyanti, patishyasi, patishyatah, patishyatha, patishyami, patishyavah, patishyamah. Okay. So that's Bhavishyat Kala. Then we'll do Bhuta Kala. Apathat, apathatam, apathan, apataha, apathatam, apathata, apatham, apathava, apathama. Okay, must practice this. And then for lot lakara or prarthana forms, there are two forms in the prathama, in the ekavachana, patatu, patatat. Okay, so when we practice, you are free to just use the patatu form and move on. Most popular is patatu and patha forms. Very rarely you will see patatat, patat. See, especially it's duplicating. See, patatat like that. So we can even avoid that. But if you want, you should practice with repeating that quickly, both of the forms, and then giving a gap and reading the others. I'll read it. Pathatu, patatat, patatam, pathantu. Patha, patatat, patatham, patata, pathani, pathava, pathama. These forms. Okay. So pathatu, patatham, pathantu, pata, patatham, patatha, pathani, pathava, pathama is the shorter learning. Okay. So now what is written here? All the above conjugations are of parasmai pada. So do you remember that the verbs can be in two forms, parasmai pada or atmane pada? Just I will go a little bit into that. Parasmai pada and atmane pada originally was for some dhatus meant to be used when we are ascribing the action to other parties or to for one's own benefit. For example, khadati. So if it were a ubhayapadi dhatu, if something is an ubhayapadi dhatu, for example, kru dhatu is ubhayapadi. Okay. Karoti can mean in parasmaipadi it is, and that can mean that action is being done for not self alone, also for others. Whereas kurute form, which is the atmanepadi form of the same dhatu, normally means he is doing it for self. So pathanam kurute, so he is reading for himself. Pathanam karoti, so he is reading for others' sake. That means loudly reading, something like that. Okay. So this is the intent, but later on what has really happened, that sense has disappeared. So we just know them as titles, parasmaipadi, atmanepadi forms. Like some verbs, some dhatus are only parasmaipadi, some other dhatus are only atmanepadi, some dhatus are both parasmaya and atmanepadi. Okay. So in both forms. Okay. They are available. So when it's available in both forms, then you can give that sense of using atmane and parasmay to mean that way that I said. Okay. For self and for other selves. Otherwise, if the dhatu is a fixed dhatu only available in parasmaipadi, doesn't matter whether he's doing the work for himself or for others, you are forced to use the parasmaipadi form. So the sense of parasmaya and atmane has got little bit dissolved for such dhatus. Okay. So that much you remember about parasmaya and atmane. So this for atmanepadi also they have given some forms so that we can practice from pravesha times. So vandana is to pray to God, to bow our head or join our hands for somebody, right? That one is vandana. So that dhatu has been given in the atmanepadi forms, vandu dhatu. So vandhate, vandhete, sorry, no mahaprana, I'll correct myself. Vandate, vandete, vandante. Vandase, vandethe, vandadhve. Vande, vandavahe, vandamahe. Like that. So this is how the forms are. Vandate, vandete, vandante. Vandase, vandethe, vandadhve. Vande, vandavahe, vandamahe. Remember, first line is Prathama Purusha, next line is Madhyama Purusha, third line is Uttama Purusha. Columns are Eka, Dvi and Bahuvachanas. Okay. We don't almost need to remember. We know by knowledge that that's how they have to be used. So, Saha Vandate. So, Tau Vandete. Te Vandante. Like that. Saha Tau Te. You have to apply correspondingly. Then Bhavishyat Kala, it goes similarly, just as Patishyati is but Vandishyate. So Ekara comes in there. Vandishyate, Vandishyete, Vandishyante, Vandishyase, Vandishyethe, Vandishyadhve, Vandishye, Vandishyavahe, Vandishyamahe. See, the notice the Vartamana Kala and Bhavishyat Kala, the tails are more or less similar, except the Ishya has got added, right? Vandate, the akara got switched to ishya. Vandishyate. Vandate, vandishyate. Vandete, vandishyete. See, ete came separated and then e became vandishya. Ete. Okay, like this. So you have to try to leverage the commonality in your head to simplify the learning. Okay, always. Otherwise, you see all the endings are similar. Te, ante, ente, ente, like that. Okay, so similar tails. Ishya, ishya got added. You have to know where it gets added. So it's, you can leverage from one form to the other forms. Next, Bhutakala and Prarthana or Lot Lakara is given. So let's just quickly. Avandata, Avandetam, Avandanta, Avandathaha, Avandetham, Avandadvam, Avande, Avandavahi, Avandamahi. And similarly, for so you can see the complication here, Bhutakala. See, so if you used Vanditavan, then it becomes easy. See, Vanditavan, Vanditavati. So that's why we use the Kridanta forms. It becomes so much easier. Life becomes simple. So Prarthanadishu Vandatam, Vandetam, Vandantam, Vandasva, Vandetham, Vandadhvam, Vandai, Vandavahai, Vandamahai. Like that. Okay. So these are the forms. So this is just revision. Let's move forward. Next, we saw the various vibhaktis, right, in the previous lesson. So let us quickly revise the vibhaktis. Prathama is so-called nominative case in English, but it's what we call kartrukaraka. Prathama vibhakti is kartrukaraka. So it indicates the kartru. Whoever you put in Prathama vibhakti, the noun that you put in Prathama vibhakti becomes the kartru for the sentence in a kartari prayoga, we call it. Okay, active voice. Okay, Balah gacchati, boy goes. So boy is in kartru mode. He is the action doer. And what is the action? Gamanam, gacchati, he goes. So Balah gacchati, Saha gacchati, Bala gacchati. So Bala, Saha, Balaha, they are all in Prathama. They happen to be in Ekavachana because there is only one person involved. But you see, this is in Bahuvachana. Next example, Janaha gachanti. So many people go. A set of people go. Okay, Janaha gacchati. Sometimes you may wonder, Jana, isn't it always plural? No, no. You can actually use it in singular. Janaha gacchati. When you don't know somebody and somebody is walking across in the street and you want to refer to him, you have to say Janaha gacchati. Some fellow goes. Okay. So like that's how we use. Okay. We can use singular also. So Janaha gachanti. Many people go. Dvitiya vibhakti. Okay. This is accusative case. Accusation doesn't mean accuse someone. Basically, it is the karma pada. It is the intent of the verb, the target of the verb. Okay, that is the one that the verb is intent. For example, gamana karya, when gacchati, kutra gacchati, that becomes the accusative case. Shalam gacchati. Karma pada we call it. For our grammar, it is karma karaka. So the dviya vibhakti puts the noun in the karma position. So let us look at an example. Saha chitram likhati. So that fellow, some fellow, male, saha is indicating a male. Chitram likhati, a picture he writes. So he is writing a picture. So picture becomes the karma pada for the action of writing. Okay. So it can be any other thing. Patram likhati, he writes a letter, like that. Pustakam likhati, he writes a book. Any number of things you can put in karma pada mode there. When the verbs adhivasati and adhitishtati are used, the word that denotes the location takes the accusative case. So there are lots more cases. For most important will be the first one. Okay, 90% of your application will be the standard first case. Okay, but Sanskrit grammar is quite expansive. So if you want to climb to slightly more and more application, some dhatus will force, some karma pada, etc. That's what they're referring to, see. So when something is called upapada dvitiya, something is called dhatu based see, this one is adhivasati adhitishtati, dhatus force the dvitiya. Okay, for the location, like that. Next one will be, if there is use of this word abhitaha paritaha, then the reference, the corresponding noun will go to dvitiya. Like this, a few other cases are taught to us. So very quickly we'll look at the examples. When the verbs adhivasati, adhitishtati are used, the word that denotes the location takes the accusative form. So vyagraha vanam adhitishtati. Normally in normal Sanskritam we don't use this much complex, so we can end up saying vyagraha vane tishtati. You don't need to use adi. You can say vyagraha vane vasati. We know the saptami usage for location, right? Vane vasati. So when you use that form, you're okay to use vane. But when you switch to the verb adhitishtati, means it stands as if it is a location, something like that, then you are forced to use dvitiya vibhakti vanam adhitishtati. So vane adhitishtati will be not a pure application, okay, because you're not forcing the location to accusative case, but it's not a disaster. Okay, don't worry too much about impurities. Don't be afraid of a few impurities here or there. The indeclinables abhitaha, paritaha. Abhitaha is both sides and paritaha is around. Okay. Govern a noun in the accusative case. So for example, griham abhitaha udyanam asti. So on both sides of the house, there is a garden or there is a collective garden on both sides of the house. Okay. Udyanam asti. Udyanam is also in dvitiya. So there are two words in karma position here. So griham abhitaha udyanam asti. Udyanam is in karma because for the as dhatu it is the karma pada. Griham becomes upapada dvitiya because it's referring to abhitaha. But it is also a karma pada in relation to the verb now. Griham abhitaha udyanam asti. Suppose you did not have abhitaha. If you wanted to say at my home there is a garden, then you will say grihe udyanam asti. It goes back to Saptami normal. Grihe udyanam asti. At my home there is a garden, like that. Okay. Anyway, Bramaraha pushpam paritaha bramati. Bramaraha pushpam paritaha bramati. The Bramara is a bee. So the bee around the flower, it roams around. Brahmana is to fly around or roam around. So it flies around the flower. So the flower goes to dvitiya because of paritaha. Pushpam paritaha bramati.
One question. In the first one where griham abhitaha udyanam asti, in the kartrupadam, which is kartrupadam?
Actually, you're right. Udyanam is, I made a mistake. Udyanam is the kartru because udyanam asti. Okay, it's a napumsakalinga prathama ekavachana. Udyanam, I totally, if it was gachati, then udyanam can be in dvitiya position, but it is asti, so udyanam is in prathama position. Udyanam asti, there is a garden, so he's the kartru of the as dhatu. The garden is the doer of the staying, somewhere it stays. And griham abhitaha goes to dvitiya, yes, because of abhitaha. Okay.
Okay.
I apologize for my error. So vina also forces accusative case. For example, jalam vina. So you can also say jalena vina. So that's why tritiya is also used. Jalat vina also can be said. Panchami is also allowed. So they have shown the other applications, but jalam vina is one application. Jalam vina meenaha najivanti. Without water, fish don't live. Okay. But vina is like a without sense. Okay. Tena vina trinamapi na chalati is one famous phrase we know, no? So tena vina, that's tritiya application, see. But you can say that also in tam vina. But that's not how we normally use. We use tena vina. Similarly, here you can say jalena vina. You're not forced to use dvitiya. Okay, but you recognize when you read that there is no error. Jalam vina, because vina can allow a karma pada application of the associated verb, noun, sorry. Okay, and next is the instrumental case, tritiya case. What is instrumental case? When the word itself becomes a means of an action, when it's an instrument, okay, or it's like a source. In some cases, it becomes like a source of action, something like that. Okay, you will see this form emerge. A word that conveys the instrument of an action takes the instrumental case. Krishi valaha halena karshati. Here there is no confusion. Krishi valaha is a farmer. So the guy who does the krishi is krishi valaha. Okay. So hal, if you remember, hal we also use as the symbol for the vyanjanas when they are shortened. So that same hal is actually a plow in Sanskritam. So halena, with the hal, with the plow. Karshati, he does the karshana or the plowing action. See, so krishi, karshana, they are related, you see. Karsh dhatu is the one which has led to the noun krishi valaha. Okay. So the nouns are derived from dhatus, as you know. Eventually they come from dhatu. How they come? There is a complex grammar involved, which will be the advanced grammar that we learn going forward. You don't have to worry about that now. So Krishivalah halena karshati. So with the plow, the farmer does the plowing, action of plowing. The indecline of, so this is the most common form. So Ramaha banena Ravanam marayati. Ramaha banena praharati. Ramaha khadgena marayati. Something like that. Okay, you can use the actual instrument like that. But you can also use it for other thing. So saha, sakam, sardham, that is when these kind of indeclinables come. Okay, along with, all this means along with sense. Okay, they also got on the instrumentals. So aham janakena saha gachami. So I'm skipping the options here. So aham janakena saha gachami. With the janaka, with my father. Okay, I am going. Where do I go? Nagaram gachami. Dvitiya vibhakti there. Nagaram gachami. Okay, because saha is there, janakena is. Okay, janakena saha nagaram gachami. Aham janakena sakam nagaram gachami. Aham janakena sardham nagaram gachami. So saha, sakam, sardham doesn't change the meaning at all. All of them are aliases to the same thing with. Okay, along with is the sense of these words. Next, an adverb denoting an abstract thing, bhavavachaka kriya visheshanam, takes the instrumental case. This is a very complex verb. Don't worry. Look at the examples more. For example, with happiness. So there is a bhavavachana to the action that I'm doing. So patana karya santoshena bhavati. So the reading happens with santosha. So it is a kriya visheshana, right? Santoshena patati. With happiness, somebody reads. So that's why it's a kriya visheshana, and it is indicating the bhava of the person who is reading, right? So saha santoshena samskritam patati. Saha tvaritaya samskritam patati. Tvaritaya, with speed. Okay, that is actually in strilinga. So tvaritaya comes instead of ena. Sitaya, like that. Tvaritaya, like that. So akaranta pullinga, akaranta strilinga, and simple napumsakalinga, right? Akaranta, napumsakalinga are must mug-ups. These three you must mug up the 21 forms. There is no escaping from those three. Then next you have to climb to slowly, once you have mastered those three forms. So I would say Rama Shabda, Sita Shabda and Phalam Shabda. Okay, they are to be mastered. Then you have to master few more of each. Okay, Ukaranta, Ikaranta. Then for Strilinga, Ikaranta. Okay, it becomes important. Then also Rikaranta for both. Rikaranta for both luckily is similar. Mata, Pita, Matru, Pitru Shabda. Okay, Bharatru, all Rikaranta Shabdas become required. Then slowly you can go to the halant forms like the takarantas and nakarantas. Takaranta, nakaranta also becomes important slowly. Okay, so first master the first three, then you become comfortable, then climb to ikaranta, ukaranta, and then go to rikaranta, then go to halanta forms, then you have mastered. And the beauty about napumsakalinga is except for the first two vibhaktis, all the rest are copycat of pullinga. Okay, so if you master the pullinga forms well, most of napumsakalinga is kind of mastered. So only the first two vibhaktis become required. And again in napumsakalinga, the beauty is dvitiya vibhakti is copycat of pratama vibhakti. So you really need to learn only one vibhakti in napumsakalinga, rest are pullinga. So it becomes very simple. Okay, so you should not get flustered by napumsakalinga. You should bother with the forms of pullinga and strilinga and know that napumsakalinga except for one form is all like pullinga. So these kind of techniques help you to relieve your stress. Okay, that's how I also climbed. So santoshena patati, like that. Okay, dukkhena patati. Of course, dukkhena angla bhasham patati, like that we will say. So yesha dukkhena angla bhasham patati. Like this we can use other forms of ena for the bhava vachakas of kriya padas. Okay, chaturthi vibhakti. Okay, so when do we use? When we have some kind of dana, some kind of transfer of an item from A to B. Okay, the person who is receiving it, the receiver gets this case. Okay, dative. You see dative, how it is coming? The English word dative. Danakarya has only generated dative. So dare in Latin, dare is the verb in Latin for, so we pronounced it as dative in English, but in Latin it is dare, dare. So date kriya, something like that will be. So it has come from Sanskritam dana only. We call it apadana and sampradana, all those things, right? So that's how this has actually come. So the Sanskrit is the mother of even English, is seen from the very word dative. Okay. Anyway, when a thing is given away, the word denoting the person who receives it takes the dative case. Vaidyah rugnaya aushadam yachati. Yachana is to give. Okay. Dadati. Okay. So rugnaya aushadam yachati. The Vaidya, the doctor, to the Rugna, to the Rogi. Rugna is the person who has the Roga. Rugnaya, for him. Okay. Rugnaha, Rugnaya. Aushadam yachati. The Aushada is in karma position because that is the one being given. So he gives. Okay. So Rugnaya. So Vaidyaha Purushaya Aushadam yachati. Vaidyaha Ramaya Aushadam yachati. Vaidyaha Sitaya Aushadam yachati. Like that. Okay. The word that denotes the purpose of an action is in dative case. Okay. So for what reason an action is been. Kimartham karyam karoti. Kimartham, when it comes, then also dative case is applied for answer. Okay. Kavihi kirtyai kavyam likati. For the sake of kirti. So for the sake of, like that. See, the similar sense is there in Rugnaya also, for the sake of Rogi. So if you think of it as for the sake of, then it becomes very simple. Rugnaya Kirtyai is also in the same form, except this Kirti is a different complicated Shabda. So it has a different form in the Chaturthi. Kavihi Kirtyai Kavyam Likati. Yashaha, if you take Yasha, which is a easier word, Akaranta word, Kavi Yashaya Kavyam Likati. So it becomes similar to Rugnaya, Yashaya. Okay. When the thing results in another, the word expressing the latter gets the dative case. Okay. So when there is a transformation, right? Transformation, then the transformed form takes the dative case. It's also a kind of a new mode in which the thing is, right? Let us see an example. It becomes more easy to look at examples rather than the large English explanation. Vidya jnanaya kalpate. So the education, vidya, the education for the sake of jnana, for the sake of jnana, jnanaya kalpate. So it is created for the sake of knowledge. So this kind of sentence is there. Okay. When asuyati krud, so now you see the first case was the most dominant, danakarya. Okay. Dadati, yachati, like that. In some rarer cases, for the for the sake of cases, you can see all these things. Now it becomes rarer and rarer. See, it looks very complex when you look at this list. Oh, there are 7 cases, 8 cases. How do I remember? Don't worry too much. For 90% of the time, you require the case number 1. The same things happen as you advance to higher grammar in Ashtadhyayi. For a particular sandhi, there will be 20 rules. First rule is the dominant one. Okay, next are all apavadas or small expansions, etc. like that. So what all you see following the first one, they're all apavadas. Okay, usually the what we call the base rule is the first one. Okay, so let's see the examples for this. When asuyati, krudyati, druhyati and such verbs are used, the word that denotes a person at whom the feeling of anger is directed takes the dative case. So nirdanaha dhanikaya asuyati. So the one without money, nirdhana, due to the sake of, instead of for the sake of, the sense is due to the sake of. Okay. Because of sense is there. So this is the because of sense. Because of the rich fellow, asuyati, he feels irshya, asuya. He feels the sense of asuya. Okay. Or krodha or druhyati. Okay. This is a little bit of dvesha form is there like that. Okay. So this kind of thing. So nirdanaha dhanikaya asuyati. These are not very common to come out with such sentences, so don't worry too much about these cases. learn one standard form like this, Nirdanaha Dhanikaya Asuyati, then you will know pretty much. The verb rochate, when it is used, see now for a particular verb, a dative usage. Okay. Mahyam maduram rochate. To me, the sweet is liked. Okay, this kind of thing. Okay. Mahyam maduram rochate. So this is actually karmani form. Okay. Aham maduram ichchami is that simple direct form. Aham maduram ichchami. If you want to go to karmani, then you're using this. So mahyam maduram rochate, like that. Okay. To me, the sweet is liked. This sense. Okay. The indeclinables namaha, swasti also govern the dative. Gurave namaha. This from many subhashitas we know this. Ganesha. Yes.
In that mahyam maduram rochate, it's not karmani, no. Karmani should be tritiya vibhakti. Mahyam.
Maya maduram ruchyate, maybe something like that. Correct. Perhaps, yes. So this is mahyam is a chaturthi. You are correct. Yeah. Mahyam rochate. There is a sense of karmani because of the impersonal nature of rochate. Because see, rochate is a third person reference.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So maduram rochate is maduram is the subject and rochate is the kriya.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
mahyam is coming into the picture, right?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's a kind of karmani, but not with the tritiya. It's indirect form. Yeah.
Okay.
Gurave namaha, Ganeshaya namaha, like that. Those are all the forms, right? Easy to remember Ganeshaya namaha, like that, right? So that is another case when we use Aya form or the Chaturthi case. Very easy to remember this form. No confusion. Namaha, Swasti, these kind of things. Use the Chaturthi Vibhakti. So Gurave namaha, Ganeshaya namaha. Then there is a more complex usage for Swasti. Swasti is desiring the Swastya for Prajabhi. So Prajabhyah Swasti. So Chaturthi Bahuvachana. For the people, they let there be Swasti, like that. Okay. So Swasti is being given to the Prajas, is desired to be given to the Prajas. Like that. So words denoting the destination. See, this is another. When it's a destination, instead of a Dana Karya, there is a Gamana Karya. Then also you can use Chaturthi. Very interesting. So Atitihi Grihaya Gacchati. See, this is a strange usage. Normally, how do we say Atitihi Griham Gacchati? We use the normal Dvitiya Vibhakti for Gam Dhatu, right? But you can also use the Chaturthi. Atitihi Grihaya Gacchati. But this sense is slightly different from Griham Gacchati. Atithi Griham Gacchati is very simple statement. To the house he goes. When you say Atitihi Grihaya Gacchati, there is a little bit more intonation of there is a desire for him to reach a house so that he can take shelter there because there is a rain happening or he needs ashraya for a while, he needs to have food. So these kind of sense is implied. So it's a little bit more deeper when you say grihaya than the ordinary griham. But that comes over time. For all simple language purpose, there is no difference in saying atitihi griham gacchati, atitihi grihaya gacchati. Okay. For the sake of house he goes, means he is going to reach certain house, like that. Next Panchami. Okay. So this is the other end of the Dana Karya. Any question? Okay. I'll mute all. Okay. This is the other end of Dana Karya, Panchami Vibhakti. Okay. Chaturtyaha source asti etat. Okay. When a separation of two things is meant, the word denoting the one that is stable takes the ablative case. Okay. So from the tree, the leaf falls. So tree is the larger, stabler thing and parna is the bhaga. So vrikshat parnam patati. Okay. From the tree, the leaf falls. Okay. Ramat Banaha Nirgachati. From Rama, the arrow leaves. It's a strange application, but I'm just saying that's a kind of possibility. So if there is an arrow going and you want to know the source, then Ramat, from the Rama, like that. Okay. And that's the most common case. Okay. But there are a lot of further sub cases, like we know for every vibhakti. When words denoting fear are used, then that which caused the fear also takes the ablative case. So mama sarpat bhitihi, due to the sarpa my fear. Sarpat bhitihi. Sarpaya is for the sarpa. So mama sarpaya, let us say karuna bhavaha asti. Okay, mama sarpaya karunyam asti, something like that you can say. That is when you say sarpaya, for the sarpa. But sarpat kim bhitihi sanjayate, अस्माकं भीतिः, तो मम सर्पात् भीतिः, रामः सर्पात् बिभेति. Like this kind of forms are used. Bibheti is more complex, so then you can say भीतिः bhavati, रामस्य सर्पात् भीतिः bhavati. That kind of other forms are there for simplifying. Then rakshati, protection is meant. Then that denotes what we are protecting from is also ablative case. For example, see Bhagavan apayat mam rakshitavan. See Krudanta form rakshitavan. Bhagavan, the Lord, apayat, from the danger. See apayat, this from the source of danger. Mam, me, rakshitavan. Okay, I am the karma pada. Rakshitavan. So Bhagavan is the kartru. Bhagavan kim kritavan? Rakshitavan. Kam rakshitavan? Mam rakshitavan. Kutah rakshitavan, from what he rakshitavan? Apayat rakshitavan. Okay. Kimartam rakshanam dattavan? Apayat rakshanam dattavan. Like that. Okay. Purvaha paraha also govern the ablative case. So when there is purva para, so these are all upapada forms. Upapada panchami we call it. Bharataha lakshmanat purvaha. So Bharata is prior to Lakshmana. So Lakshmanat purvaha. Okay. So basically Bharataha Lakshmanasya agrajaha is what is being tried to say. Bharata was born before Lakshmana. So Bharataha Lakshmanat purvaha. So he is prior to Lakshmana. Something like that. Okay. Vaishakah Chaitrat paraha. Vaishaka masaha Chaitra masat paraha. Like that. Okay. Vaishaka masa is after Chaitra masa. So these kind of applications. Okay. Of course, paraha, purvaha, because of pullinga, remember, they can take other forms. Purva, para, like that we can take if it is three linga. They have just shown one of the lingas. Then Shashti. Oh, lucky for us. Only two cases are highlighted. Most common case is a simple possession. One thing about Shashti Vibhakti, other Vibhaktis, Pratama through Saptami, they are all related to the verb. Okay. The Pratama to Saptami Vibhakti are all related to the verb. Shashti Vibhakti is not directly related to the verb. It is directly related to another noun in the sentence. Okay. And that noun in turn may be related to the verb. So Shashti gets indirectly related to the verb that way. But its relationship is with another noun. Okay. So look at these examples. Nadhyaha jalam, the water of the river. There is no verb at all in this sentence. So when there is no verb in Sanskritam, you have to adhyaharana, what we call, you have to bring in a verb in your mind. Okay. Nadhyaha jalam asti, something like that. Of the river, the water is there. Nadhyaha jalam bhavati. Of the river, the water exists. Like this kind of implied verbs are there hidden, but that is not required when it is asti, bhavati, etc. Or santi, bhavanti. We observe those verbs in our mind and don't explicitly state it. So aham anujaha, there is no need to say asmi. Okay, it is implicit. As dhatu and bhu dhatu, they are all implicit in many cases. Mama sahodaraha asti. Mama, sometimes you can use other verbs when you want to imply them. For example, mama sahodaraha gacchati. Then you have to bring the gach. But if you don't say, it is asti, something like that. Mama sahodaraha, my brother. So mama is the aham's shashti form. Aham, avam, vayam. If you run that, in shashti ekavachana, mama will come. Okay. Similarly, nadi shabda will go to nadhyaha in shashti ekavachana. Nadhyaha, nadyoho, nadinam. Nadyau, nadyoho, nadishu. Like that it will go. When any person is singled out of a group, the word denoting the group takes the genitive case. So from a group, one person. So Pandavanam Dharmaraja Sheshtra. So Pandavanam is in Shashti Bahuvachana. Okay. Kauravanam Duryodhanaha Agrajaha, like that. Okay. So amidst the Kauravas, amidst the Pandavas, these kind of senses. Okay. So that is also when we say Shashti. When we pick one out of many, basically Dharmaraja is also a Pandava. So, but amongst the Pandavas, of the Pandavas, so of the Pandavas is Shashti sense, no? Of the Pandavas, Dharmaraja is the eldest one. Shreshtaha, you should take it contextually, okay? Here it simply means eldest one. It is not trying to elevate Dharmaraja as the best, etc. He's also known as the best because of his dharma, but Shreshtaha simply means Agrajaha. Yes.
Can we say Pandaveshu? Dharmaraja Shreshtaha.
There is a, you can use that sense. Okay.
Among Pandavas.
Yeah. Here the sense of singular is used as a group singular. Pandavaha, Pandavanam.
Okay.
I think you are trying to use Saptami is there. Amidst the Pandavas, it won't be off. I would say it won't be off, but I am not what you call sufficiently clear to give you a complete affirmation. Okay.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. I apologize that, I am also a pathin in this, and
No. Okay,
I cannot certainly answer you. Yeah.
Just a clarification.
Yeah. Good.
Sir, one doubt. Hello.
Yes, madam.
See, it's in this Pandavanam is a Bahuvachana, is it? Instead of Ramasya.
It is Shashti Bahuvachana.
Shashti Bahuvachana. It cannot be used as Pandavasya, right?
No.
It's always as a Bahuvachana.
Pandavasya, Pandavayoho, Pandavanam, like that.
Okay. Bahuvachana only it will be used.
Bahuvachana, yeah. Pandavanam, like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Saptami Vibhakti is locative, right? Adhikarana Karaka, we call it. So the earlier Shashti was Sambandha Karaka. Sambandha, it brings a Sambandha, and whoever is the owner of the Sambandha is in Shashti. Then Saptami is for the location. Like, I am living in Bangalore. Aham Bengaluru Nagare Vasami. Nagare is in Saptami. Okay. A word denoting location takes the locative case. Most common. Kamalani sarovare santi. Kamalam ekavachana, kamalani bahuvachana. Kamalani sarovare santi. The lotuses are in the sarovara. Okay. Remember, in English, sometimes we use in, sometimes we use on, sometimes we use upon. That is all English grammar. For us, a location is Saptami. Whether it's on the table, in the table, it is Saptami for us. Okay. Prakoshte mata asti. In the room, mother is there. Like that. Okay. If you want to say above, then you have to bring other references like upari, like that. Like, for example, Petikayaha upari pustakam asti. So then Petika goes to Shashti. Petikayam pustakam asti. Then Petika is in Saptami. In the Petika, the pustaka is there. Like that. Okay. Right. So words denoting time take the locative case. Aham sayankale gachami. See, kakshya ekavadane bhavati. Like that. So vadane, kale, Saptami ekavachana. Right? Bhanu vasare viramaha bhavati. On Sunday, there will be a break. Unfortunately,
Can you
Sunday.
please repeat it?
Madam, ask a question again.
Can you please repeat this? You were just telling me, actually it was not audible for me. Abhi aap petikayam.
I will repeat it. I'll repeat it. Yeah. There may be a bandwidth issue at your end sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes bandwidth issue at my end. I apologize. So I'll repeat it. Aham sayankale gachami. I will go in the evening. That is the time we are using. But let's go back to the earlier examples. Kamalani sarovare santi. For example, let us say pustakam petikayam asti as the example. Pustakam petikayam asti. That is the Saptami application of Petika. The book, Pustakam, the book, one book. Petikayam, in the Petika. Okay. Asti, singular, asti. Or Pustakani Petikayam santi. It doesn't matter. Petika is still singular. So Petikayam only will be used. Okay. Now petikayam is saptami. You can say another way. Suppose you wanted to say above the petika, not in the petika. How you will say in Sanskritam? I was explaining. You will say pustakam petikayah upari asti. You will bring in upari. Okay. When you want to explicitly say above the petika, then you have to use petikayah upari. What has become to petika? It has gone to shashti. Petikayah upari.
Okay.
Like
So you
that's
use Shashti Vibhakti.
Shashti and then put upari. Yeah,
Okay.
upari is like a automatic saptami. It is an avyaya pada. It takes the sense of saptami in this sentence. Okay. Petikayaha upari. Adaha. You can say petikayaha adaha asti if it is below the petika.
Under.
Or you can say petikayaha ante asti inside.
Okay.
Many techniques. Yeah. So bhanu. So then kala. Kakshya bhanuvasare bhavati, kakshya ravivasare bhavati, like that, bhavishyati, any number of variations. Then a person is singled out of a group. The answer comes to Mohodaya's question. Pandavanam, like that he was asking, no? There is an answer right here.
Yes.
When a person is singled out of a group, locative case can be used instead of genitive. So, manaveshu kshatriyaha shuraha. Fortunately for us, the answer was right in the sentence. So you can also say Pandaveshu Dharmarajaha Shreshtaha is also legal.
Yes, sir. Okay, right.
Generally, if in your mother tongue you can say like that, Sanskritam will usually allow that. Sanskritam usually has more applications than your mother tongue has. Very rarely your mother tongue like Kannada or Telugu will have deviations from Sanskritam. Okay, so you can usually use the grammar sense of your mother tongue to in Sanskritam, not from English unfortunately, but from other languages. Okay. Next is this one additional case like Sambodhana. This Sambodhana is when you're addressing someone, right? Usually you use this when you go to Lot Lakara in the Kriya, right? Hey Rama, Agacha. Like see, Hey Rama, Atra Agacha. Ayi Janaha Etat Shrunuta. Listen to this. So Janaha is plural, so there is no difference of the Sambodhana Vibhakti from normal Prathama Vibhakti. Sambodhana Vibhakti will change from Prathama Vibhakti only during the Ekavachana. Okay? Other Vachanas it doesn't change. And like I told you earlier, for Napumsaka Linga also there is no Sambodhana Vibhakti modification. Actually, sometimes we don't put Napumsaka Linga in Sambodhana because very rarely you will do a Sambodhana to a Napumsaka Linga Shabda. But if you do use, then also that applies. Okay. So, Hey Rama, Hey Sita, like that. See, Hey Site, Kshamyatam. See, for Sita, Akaranta Strilinga, Sita, Site, Sitaha is Prathama Vibhakti. For Sambodhana, it is Site, Sita, Sitaha. Okay. Site, Site, Sitaha. Kshamyatam. So, Sita, Site, Sitaha, Eka, Dvi and Bahu. Hey Site, Hey Site, Hey Sitaha. So both Dvivachana and Ekavachana sound the same. If you are addressing two Sitas or one Sita, you will still say Hey Site. Okay. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes, please.
Why there is change in Sambodhana? Because in most of Sita becomes Site. Because you are calling out, right?
Correct, madam.
Then why if we say Sita, is it wrong?
No, because when you are addressing Sita, when you want to bring attention to her, you have to say Hey Site, like that. Hey Rame, Hey Site, like that. Hey Late, like that. Or if it is a Purusha, then for Anuja. My name is Anujaha. When you use my name in a Anujaha, you have to take it to Sambodhana. You have to say Anuja, Hey Anuja, like that. Hrisva. Similarly, if it is Anuja, Strilinga Anuja, you have to take it to Anuje, Hey Anuje, like that. Okay. Yeah. Only for Ekavachana variation occurs. For Dvivachana, Bahuvachana, it is just like normal Prathama Vibhakti.
Thank you.
So they have shown one example of Bahuvachana here. Ayi Janaha, Etat Shrunuta. Hey people, listen to this, like this. So here the Janaha is in the sense of Bhavantaha. You have learned that there are 10 lakaras, namely lat, lit, etc. Right? We even have a poem to remember, right? Lat, lit, etc. And so the roots of the verbs are also classified to 10 categories as Vadi, Adadi. Vadi means Bu Adi, Ad Adi, like this. There are dhatus and then others. So the group name is actually the first dhatu, etc. like that. First dhatu, etc. Second dhatu, etc. like that. They have given the name of the group. There is no beautiful other title given to that. Very easy to remember this way. So they give like. So this he's just reminding us. This revision is reminding us. We also learned that there are 10 ganas for dhatus and there are 10 types of lakaras like that. Okay. And we also learned some basic rules to active voice and passive voice. But best for you guys to go back now to your Pravesha book and quickly read through. I find it most useful.
Sir, we are not able to hear.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sir? Sir?
1 minute. Hold it.
We are not able to hear. We are not able to hear, sir.
Please, your bandwidth may be in trouble, madam.
Yeah, I can hear. I mean,
that's what.
Yeah, we can hear.
See, when one person is not able to hear, be patient because we each of you have some bandwidth problem. We have to try and manage. Okay. Okay. Others are able to hear, so I'll kindly continue. So next we learned suffixes ktva, lyap, tumun. See, kridantas, basic kridantas. Okay. So these are all what you call napumsakalinga generation type of kridantas, right? Kritva, ktva, like that. Like Ramaha patam patitva nidram karoti. Having done the reading, he sleeps. So you can chain the verbs like this, right? Kritva, patitva, gatva, like this, likhitva, like this, many tva forms. Okay. So ye karke wo karna. Doing one action, then doing the next action, like that. Having read, he does sleep. He sleeps, like that. Okay. So lyap. Saha utthaya uttaram uktavan. Okay. So yakara comes from lyap. In this kridanta, sometimes extra letters will be there in the kridanta title. Okay. In the kridanta title, there will be extra letters. Usually the actual kridanta will be a subset of what you see. So though there is lyap like that, sometimes you won't see the lakara and pakara happening in the actual thing. Okay. So the yakara is the scene like that. Okay. Tumun, in order to sense, comes from tumun. Okay. So whereas both ktvanta and lyabantas were for having done a verb 1. The tumun is in order to do verb, this verb. Okay. Gantum, like that. For example, see this sentence. Janaha dhanam sampadayitum icchanti. People, the money, sampadayitum, to earn, in order to earn, they desire. So they like to earn the money. Like they don't want to just take it. So janaha dhanam sampadayitum icchanti. They want to do some seva or some karya and then earn it. So that's what is being said here. Sampadayitum. So samyak patum, sampadayitum, to get properly. Icchanti, they desire. Okay. This is a slightly complex sentence. Very simple one is aham griham gantum ichchami. Aham griham gantum ichchami. I to the house to go. I would desire. I desire to go. So gantum, in order to go. Patitum. Aham samskritam patitum ichchami. Aham samskritam patitum prarabhami. I will start reading Sanskritam. These kind of things can be said. So tva, lyap and tumun. In this lesson and the following lessons, you will be learning about Visheshya Visheshana Bhava, Karmani Prayoga, Bhave Prayoga, Sandhi. So this lesson in Parichaya, we are going to high grammar aspects of Sanskritam will be the Visheshya Visheshana. What is Visheshya Visheshana? Adjective and the noun to which an adjective is associated. That's what it is. Visheshana Visheshana, Visheshya Bhava. Then Karmani Prayoga, the Kartari Prayoga, active voice. Karmani Prayoga is passive voice, and a variation of Karmani Prayoga is called Bhave Prayoga. The difference between Karmani and Bhave is, in Karmani there will be a Karma Pada explicitly used. In a Bhave, the Karma Pada is not there. because the Kriya Pada doesn't require a Karma Pada. For example, if you are jumping, there is no karma associated with jumping, right? For going, there is a karma, shalam gacchati, like that. But if it is kudati, something like that, okay, or uttishtati, there is no target for uttishtana, because you are yourself the target of getting up. So Ramaha uttishtati. So you cannot say Ramaha griham uttishtati. No, it is Ramaha uttishtati. Ramaha himself uttishtati. So that kind of thing is called, when you go to Karmani form, that goes to Bhave Prayoga. Ramena tishtyate, something like that will come. Sandhihi. So we are also going to learn Swara Sandhis in this lesson. So little bit complex grammar will come in, not too difficult. So then there are some quick abhyasas. So we are having some 8 or so minutes. So I first lesson I wanted to revise a little bit more in detail, but now what you guys have to do is you have to study this slowly. Okay, so try to revise the first lesson. Okay, walk through the textbook slowly, revise the first lesson. Okay, and I will also try to send you any related video links from the internet resource which may help you for some of the aspects of the first lesson, which Sanskrit Bharati also has prepared, so that you can use those videos to do the revision through this week. Okay, now you can unmute yourself, okay, and ask any queries and questions at this time, and also give some suggestions as to whether we can take some extra classes to actually walk through the lessons in more detail like this in live classes. I can then hold some extra 1.5 hour sessions afternoons of Sunday or on Saturday like that and cover more syllabus directly. Otherwise, I will be in the future needing to shortcut and go to more practice mode. Okay.
My request,
You can take
sir.
We have already.
What is Ukhyati different meanings?
1 minute, please hold. Let the gentleman speak. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
We have lost many months. At least you can have extra class. We fully agree.
Okay. What will
Friday
what?
evening be okay, sir? For extra class?
Just stand by, ma'am. Extra classes Saturday. Can we hold Saturday at 11 o'clock?
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Large number of people, hopefully Saturday at 11 o'clock.
Sir, I would request to hold the class in the afternoon, if it is possible.
On which day, madam?
Afternoon
Saturday,
will be
on
difficult.
Saturday.
Morning is
Saturday
better.
afternoon?
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon?
No, morning is better, sir. Saturday morning, because Saturday afternoon we all have classes.
Yes. Saturday. When do you want? If it is Saturday afternoons, times.
Anytime after 1:30 is okay, sir. Since I am working in the morning, that is why. It's a request. If not, then I will do something to adjust.
So, like, if more preferable in the evening, also we can do.
4 o'clock should be all
Evening
right.
will be difficult. Afternoon is okay.
4 o'clock is working for most
4
people.
o'clock is also okay, sir. 4 o'clock is also okay.
4:30 would be better, sir. Would 4:30 be better?
Half an hour slot start is a little dicey, madam. You have a class up till 4:30 somewhere? I mean, is that all?
This recording will be available?
Yeah, I have a class in.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. If the recording is
Either
available,
4 or 4:30, I will set it. Okay,
so
please.
if the recording is available, you can have the class in the morning. I will attend the recording. I have absolutely no problem.
Okay, we will see, madam.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah. 4:30. See, we are in New Zealand, so there is a major time difference. So 4:30 will be pretty late in the night for us. If you can have it a little bit earlier, even 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock will be all right for us.
Okay. Then what I will do now, because you guys are from different time zones, let me stick to the 11 o'clock slot suggested by the Bharati.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have been suggested 11 o'clock slot, so I will stick to that. Huh? It's easier.
Yes.
All right, sir. Please arrange to make the recording available
Yes,
that
I will always
most
make
of
the
us can.
recording available. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. So I will send an appointment. Same link. The link that I have shared will work. I will add to the calendar Saturday sessions for myself on Saturday 11 o'clock in the morning. So next Saturday 11 o'clock we will meet and we will do some more detailed revision of this lesson. And then 11 o'clock of Sunday, we will try to do some exercises and move forward like this. Okay. If we get two slots, we can do very well. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, please ask the doubt.
Sir, when you said Prarthana Adishu, so when you said Prarthana Adishu, so that's you meant Adi in terms of extra, etc., right?
Yes, yes.
Like
See, Adi in Sanskrit means beginning from. Okay. Adi means to begin from, but it is sometimes used in the sense of etc. Okay.
Okay. So beginning
starting
from this, everything else like this.
Beginning and others. So so like that. Okay. Prarthana Adishu. So Prarthana, Agnya, like that.
Okay. Okay. And sir, I didn't understand the explanation between Parasmaipadi and Atmanepadi. You know, how is Gachati? How is it for others? I mean, sorry, Khadati. It is for yourself that you're eating, right?
Yes, madam. But like I told you, no, except those which are truly Ubhayapadi, not always it makes sense to say, you know, it is Parasmai Atmane. Like I told you, no, while explaining, some verbs, in some cases, there is a sense of Parasmai Atmane. For most verbs that has dissolved. Okay. So if you want to explicitly say for one's own sake somebody is doing, then you say Swakrute, like that. Okay. Ramaha Swasya Krute Karyam Karoti, Swarthaya Kimapi Karoti, like that. Okay. So you can use extra sense like Swarthaya, something like that, to imply that one is doing for oneself. Okay. Or you can say Pararthaya in the same way. So Sita Pararthaya Patham Karishyati. So Sita does Patha for other Pathayati, like that. Okay. Right. This kind of sense you can bring in. So the original sense of Parasmay Atmani has a little bit dissolved because dhatus are being forced. One dhatu is meant to be only in Parasmay or only in Atmane. How do you bring that dhatu to the other sense? But there are some Ubhayapadi dhatus. Okay. Those Ubhayapadi dhatus, you can actually bring the sense of Atmane Parasmay. In the old sense, you can bring that. Yeah. Kurute versus Karoti. Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Can I clarify it out?
Please, Madam Madhavi, Madam, or some whoever is asking. Yeah.
Papiya. My name is Papiya.
Please tell me.
Yes. You know how you use on the sentence Bhagavan, apayat mam rakshitavan. You said Bhagavan is the Kartaru. And what is mam? What is that other term for mam?
Mam is Dvitiya Ekavachana of Aham.
No, Kartaru. You know, you use the word Bhagwan as a Kartaru, like the doer.
Kartru. Kartru.
Okay. And
that is two letters, Kar and Tru. Kartru.
Okay. And the other term that you use for mam?
Is Karma Pada. Karma.
Karma Pada.
Karma or Karma Pada, like that. Kartru or Kartru Pada, like that. Okay.
Okay.
Of course, in Sanskritam, it will be Kartru Padam, Karma Padam, like that. When I'm lifting the Pratipadika out, I can say Pada. But the form is Padam. Okay.
Padam. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Hello. Namaste, sir.
Please ask.
Can I ask you one question?
Yeah, Lata madam, please ask.
Yeah, sir, actually you told after this course you have done MA or BA. From which university you have done it?
See, this Pravesha Parichaya helps you to improve your learning sitting from home and taking help like this. Very good.
Okay.
After that, there are some options for you. One option is you can do a diploma Sanskritam type of course. You can inquire with Samskrita Bharati whether they still run that program. I don't know now. You can try to do that, or you can also using your normal degree. Okay. And now this is all extra Q&A, guys. So those of you who are out of time, you are free to move on. Okay. For those who stay back, I'll keep answering the questions till they are answered. Not a problem. So for those of us who are desirous of, let me just bring my video back on. Yeah. For those of us who are desirous of going to higher learnings, one very good way if you have learned Sambhashana Sanskritam, if you can understand Sanskritam lectures, basic simple Sanskritam very well, then you can attempt to do a Sanskritam MA, Master of Sanskritam, but not none of us are very ready to take the full blown Sanskritam MA, where somebody who has done Sanskritam BA does Sanskritam MA. That becomes very tough for us. But some universities, they offer you a Sanskritam MA specifically designed for non-Sanskrit BAs. Okay? For guys like us who have done our BSc or BTech or BE or medicine or whatever we have done, okay, in our lives. But we have sufficient Sanskritam knowledge to the extent of PUC level, let us say. Okay? So to the extent of PUC level where we know to read, write, we know to listen, understand, we are reasonably happy with our Sanskritam. So Samskrite yadi kinchit vartalapam kartum shaknumah tada अन्यत्र संस्कृत MA स्वीकर्तुं शक्नुमः ऑनलाइन माध्यमेन. अत्र अस्मिन् भारते पुणा प्रदेशे MIT इति इंस्टिट्यूट अस्ति. MIT, they have a department called Vedic Sciences Department. Okay, I can send the link later in our WhatsApp group. Okay, you can explore what is there. But best is to do up to at least Pravesha Parichaya.
Maybe I will do all the 4. Yeah.
Kovida, yeah. If you have done Kovida, it becomes very easy to do that MA. Okay, because that MA, everything is taught in Sanskritam. No Kannada, no English, no Hindi, nothing. Okay, so you will have
my interest is I want to learn to speak in Sanskrit. At present, I can understand little bit, but I cannot speak.
Tattu atreva bhavitum shakyate bhagini. Atreva prarabham karotu. Idanimeva kinchit Samskrite abhyasam karotu. Tatra तावत् पर्यन्तं MA स्वीकरणीयमिति न. संस्कृते वार्तालापं कर्तुं किम् आवश्यकं? यदि भवत्याः सह अन्ये सहचारिणः सन्ति, ये अपि इच्छन्ति, मिलित्वा किञ्चित् वार्तालापं कृत्वा एव भवति. तत् उपयोगेन एव भवति.
Okay.
धन्यवादः.
Excuse me, sir.
Please ask.
We have not. I am in Bombay. I am not received that book. So can you give this some copies of that in whatever lesson you are teaching, so that we don't have to write down?
Let me see, because normally I have been very clearly advised not to share any online form.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir, can I give you a suggestion? They send it. Hello. Samskrita Bharati. Recently, I have purchased this book also, Gita Sopanam. So they send by speed post. Speed post is there.
Yeah. So you can there is for 100 rupees you can ask for the book alone. You don't have to re-register for the exam.
Yeah, definitely. If he or she email them, they will send it.
No, yes, please send them saying, looks like I have not received, or if you don't mind sending them 100 rupees, they also struggle for funds.
No, sir. When I have registered for the book and the CD, but the speed post people in Bombay are not delivered for last 1.5 months.
Oh, sorry. Sir, let me see if I can help you with some portions so that you can get started. I cannot send you the whole thing.
Well,
I will send you the first chapter quietly. Please don't say I have sent you, and use it, and then let us see going forward. You may receive it.
The Bharati said the soft copy cannot be provided.
No, sir, not allowed. Yes, sir, not allowed.
So I am also from
another thing. If you know another Sanskrit Bharati person in Bombay, they may have the book. They can lend you.
In my circle, nobody is doing this. I think anyway, I'll check up.
Check, sir.
Incidentally, my cousin is also in Bombay. He received the book 4 days back. This is for his time. He is staying in Borivali. He got it 4 days back.
So I may also get. I am in Powai, so I may get maybe today.
You may get it a couple of days.
Let us hope so. Anyway, I'll share the first chapter with you. Can you please in WhatsApp send your email ID, sir? Whoever is asking.
I'll send you, sir. I am Rajaraman.
Please send your email ID saying I am missing the book. Then I will send only you. Okay, I don't want to broadcast it. I don't want to violate the rules.
Don't violate, sir. I'll manage.
No, I will send you what is needed for now. Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Namaste, sir.
Excuse me.
Yeah, please ask.
Yeah, we were having difficulty logging on. Now I've signed in as a guest into your system.
Yes.
But from next Saturday or Sunday, what happens? Again, you will share the link.
You can log in as a guest. There is no need. 90% of you are guests here. Okay. There is no need for you to join Microsoft Teams, register, etc. If you're sitting on a PC, just click the link, choose the option join from the web instead, like that. Okay. I have sent a WhatsApp image of what you should click, that join from the web instead.
Yeah, I
then
saw
you
that.
don't need to worry about anything. Just enter your name there so that we can you can see your name, and that's it. Go forward. Yeah.
Yeah. So from next Saturday and Sunday, you will send the link again so that we can click
link,
on.
Sir. Same link will work next Saturday, Sunday, every time. The same link will work anytime. Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Namaste, sir.
Please, Meenakshi ji, ask me.
Next Saturday at 11 o'clock, right?
11 o'clock next Saturday. I will send the message on WhatsApp also to confirm.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, this is Ravichandran. In fact, my brother is registered in Chennai, but right now he's in US. Yesterday he was talking to me whether he can join in this group, but I gave Meghna's number.
Sir, you just send him the mail you received or the link. Let him join. Not a problem.
Okay, because he's registered in Chennai.
Doesn't matter, sir, where. If he is benefiting from these lessons, that is fine.
Okay, yeah, you can join in this thing.
Please,
session.
Sir, please. See, I have about 28, 29 people attending, but actually in the group there are 60 or so. So usually about 50% are able to attend any given session. So there is nothing that will strain this conference by him joining. No.
Okay, I will send the link.
Please do send. Only thing is nobody needs to turn on their video, because if more people turn on video, bandwidth will get eaten up.
Okay.
Sir, one feedback.
Can you hear me?
Raghunathan here. Sir.
Wow. Vasanti?
Yes, you're
Please ask.
Yeah, I'm in Pune. I have the same.
Madam, there is a lot of noise at your end.
No, it's not at my end, I think.
Oh, okay, now it is clear. Please tell me. Wait. Okay, I have muted everyone. Vasanti, unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, hello, sir.
Please ask me.
Yeah, I'm at Pune and I also have the same problem of not having the book. So if you could also send me the first chapter.
You will in the WhatsApp group, just put your email ID. Okay. Saying that I have not received the book, and just say I have not received the book and put the email ID. I will share the first lesson with you. Yeah.
You will send. Okay. And the other thing was with regards to the lady who asked earlier, I think Sanskrit Bharati has these 10-day spoken Sanskrit courses. So
Correct.
Which is quite useful.
Correct, madam.
And it's being held online now because of the lockdown. So I'm sure it will help.
Oh, super.
So I just attended one week. Yeah.
Please
so
share any registration link for that in the WhatsApp group so that they can all benefit. Yes.
Okay, it's actually done by the local chapters only. So I think on the website also you have a section for that. So if you could look in your local base. For Pune and Bombay, I can send the.
Don't worry then. We will ask people should know this website, samskritabharati.in, I think. Okay, samskritabharati.in. If you type that, okay, Samskrita. One second. Okay, I have typed it into the thing. If you go there, you should be able to check what is all there. You can switch the language to English if you are uncomfortable looking at the website in Sanskritam. On the top right, there is a drop down where you can change the language to English and check things out. Okay, those of you who know enough Sanskritam, there is a Sambhashana Shibiram link, and maybe you can do Samparka and all that online class, maybe registration there available. Okay, very good. Thanks for that information, madam.
Yeah, most welcome. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions from anyone else? Okay, all right. So thank you very much. We will meet again 11 o'clock Saturday. Okay, I will send the time slot and the same link will apply, but I will send it again in any case. Okay.
Yes,
have a nice day. Namaskarams. I will try to send the lessons to some of you.
Thank you very much.
I will post the link for the recording also.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದः.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದः madam.